I came over to the liquor store a few weeks ago. I had a bottle of Scotch in my hand, and my wife said, "How much that cost?" I said, $52. She said, $52 for a bottle of Scotch? Why is it so expensive? You get it cheaper than that. You know what I did? Walked right into the bathroom. I got into her makeup drawer. I grabbed a bottle this big. Some of you ladies know where I'm going on this one, don't you? Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Eye Recovery Complex. Want to guess what that 2-ounce bottle might cost? $75. That costs more than insulin. I'll tell you what, if my house is ever on fire, I have a chance to save something, I'm grabbing that makeup drawer. There's easily $15,000 worth of stuff in that drawer. I said to her, I go, "What do you use this for?" She said, "You put it on your eyes at night, and in the morning, they're not so puffy." I went, "That sounds like it goes great with Scotch." I might have to give this a shot. I said, "Really, what do you use all this makeup for?" She said, "It makes me look young and beautiful." I said, "So does the Scotch." I just toasted the audience in a place called Dry Bar. Realized that as soon as I did it. I went, oh. I did this last fall right before Thanksgiving. Never do this, never do this. I was at Costco. I'm driving through the parking lot, 4 miles an hour. I'm just looking for a parking spot. I'm creeping along. I'm composing a voice text to my wife. I said, "Hey, I'm at Costco. Do we need anything?" And at that moment, this lady turns right in front of me, almost clips my car. I go, "You stupid." You see where this is going. Send. My message said, "Hey, I'm at Costco. Do we need anything, you stupid?" My phone rang immediately. It's like, well, that's weird. She never responds to my text. She goes, "You at Costco?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Buy a pumpkin, shove it up here." Wait, what? Oh, no. Before COVID, I was also working on cruise ships once in a while. I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise. If you have or haven't, every cruise begins with the lifeboat drill. And you know what my favorite part of any lifeboat drill is? When they show you that little whistle. Nothing says instant rescue quite like. That'll bring the Coast Guard right in, won't it? You're bobbing around in the ocean. They're 2,000 feet up in a noisy helicopter. Shh, shh, shh. Oh, there they are, right there. You know, killer whales also communicate with a whistling sound. You know what that whistling noise means in the Orca language? Smorgasbord, right this way. I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise, if you have or haven't, but every single morning they give you a list of every single activity that's taken place on the ship. First time I worked a cruise ship, 1999, I had no idea what LGBT gathering was, but I thought, man, they meet in a bar every night. I bet I belong to that group. LGBT's got to stand for Let's Get Blasted Together. I bet I belong to this group. Then they put a Q in there. I go, that's probably for quickly. Pretty sure I belong to this group. So I started going, and I do not belong to that group. But when they found out I was there, they made me an honorary member. They said, "Sit down, you're an idiot." We're having trouble in Seattle with geese, Canada geese. Big, fat, mean, pooping machines is what they are. They're everywhere. They're mean as can be. They don't migrate anymore. And you know what? We have hungry homeless people. We have extra geese. Anybody else see a possible solution? You know, with a loaf of Wonder Bread and a wiffle ball bat, I can clean up a park real quick. It's a good visual, isn't it? But one of the solutions in Seattle was they tried to round them up, these geese, put them in trucks, take them to Idaho. There's my tax dollars at work. Trucking birds to Idaho. Because you know those birds got back before those trucks did. But I read in the paper, it said these geese defecate 5 to 18 times per hour. I know, it's an amazing statistic. But you know what's more amazing? You stop to realize in order to gather that information. Some guy with a college degree, a clipboard, and a stopwatch. Hate this job. Spent 4 years at Washington State for this. I'm just kidding. Nobody ever graduated in 4 years. Right after the show, after the big truck guys get done with me, you might want to come out and watch the WSU alums. You ever say something to somebody, you know exactly what you meant, it just comes out wrong? Or somebody says something to you, you know what they meant, it just comes out wrong. A few weeks ago, Saturday morning, I go to the mall. Friday night, I've done 2 shows, great shows, club's packed, everybody's laughing. Saturday morning, I go to the mall, this guy spots me clear across the mall, he yells, "Hey dude, you were great last night, my cheeks are still sore." That shopping trip is over. And so is my special. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be here. I know a lot of you looking at me right now and you're going, I think this guy did my taxes. I'll do them, but you'll go to jail. Some of you are looking at me too going, this guy's kind of old. I get it. I'm reminded all the time that I'm getting older. The other day I got mad at this old guy because he was doing something old guys do, and then I got a good look at him and I went, oh man, I went to high school with that guy. This will wreck your day, make you feel 1,000 years old. You ever get on a website, you have to enter your own personal information, you have to scroll down to your birth year? Come on, you gotta be kidding me, really? Oh. I felt young the other day. I was in the grocery store. I was in the produce section all by myself, middle of the afternoon. Then the van from the retirement village shows up. All of a sudden, I'm the youngest guy in that store by about 30 years. I'm in the produce section. I'm the only guy fast enough to tear off those plastic bags. You know, there you go. You're welcome. Have a nice day. One for each of you. Hurry up, please. You ever see the old folks try and snap those bags off? They get 20 or 30 on the floor. At the mall, the old folks at the mall, you ever seen the old folks try and get on the escalator? They're standing there trying to time that step coming out. And when do you lose that skill? Does that just happen overnight? I mean, you just go to the mall one day and just go, whoa, that thing is moving right there. Oh. Here's a tip for all of you on the escalator. When you get to the top or the bottom, you don't know where you're going, step aside, then make a plan. How hard a concept is that for people to wrap their heads around? They get off the top, okay, which way are we gonna go? It's 400 people being force-fed up your backside. Move. I'm from Seattle. Marijuana is now legal. You can buy it in a cookie, so now I know how to shut up the neighbor's dog. There you go, Sparky. You better get out of the sun. You're about to take a long nap, my friend. You're looking around going, that's a good idea. I went to Hong Kong and Singapore, worked these English-speaking comedy clubs, spent several days exploring Hong Kong, but there was something different about the city. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Finally figured it out. You know what it is? No Chinatown. It's a stupid joke, I know that. I got here yesterday. We landed in Salt Lake City, took a Uber down here, and the guy had the radio on, and one of your local hospitals is doing an ad for their emergency room. Is that something you shop around for? An emergency room? Honey, I got my finger off the table, so I'm in the emergency room. Let's try that new place in Spanish for it. Get the Sunday paper, there's a coupon in there. If your finger's half off, it's half off. And then some mattress firm, some mattress store running an ad right now telling you can finance a mattress over 48 months. If it takes you 4 years to pay off a mattress, you can't afford a mattress. If it takes you 4 years to pay off a mattress, nothing will help you sleep better. You want to sleep better? Get a career where you can afford a mattress. And how did the entire mattress industry decide from coast to coast the only way we can move this product is get a tattooed meth head out on the sidewalk with a sign and spin that thing around a few times? A mattress is not an impulse buy. You have never been driving home from work and went, I gotta get a mattress on that. You know what? Every time I see that guy on the sidewalk, you know what I'm thinking? That's the owner's nephew. He told his sister, I'll give him a job, but he's not coming in the store. How about this piece of advertising? Ever drive by a business, there's a big banner hanging out front that says, under new management. Has that ever worked and brought in a customer? It's always on a mini mart or an old motel. That's where you see that thing. Hey, honey, you know that motel on the old highway where those people got shot and they were making meth? It's under new management. We should check it out. You know what that sign should say? Still a dump. You know what sign I saw in my neighborhood? A handmade sign in a guy's front yard. It said garage sell. Sell. S-E-L-L. Garage sell. What kind of hillbilly meth head misspells the word sale? That word's everywhere. On sale, for sale, back to school sale, sale, S-A-I-L. It's nice to work in front of smart people, it really is. 'Cause there are places in this country, they stare at me on that one. You spelled that all right. See this, the West Virginia State Legislature passed their roadkill bill, making it easier for the citizens of West Virginia to possess and eat their roadkill. Hey, honey, I'm leaving work. You want me to hit something? What a great DUI defense that is. I pulled you over, swallow back there. You been drinking? I was hunting. Good luck. I have a website, it's bradupton.com. The only reason I tell you, I don't feel the need to put the www in there. Do we need to hear that on websites? www, they're all www. What's that short for, by the way? Right, World Wide Web has 3 syllables. www has 9. It's not short for anything. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Some of you guys are looking at me like the Taliban watching baseball. The NCAA said that all colleges with an Indian mascot had to get rid of their Indian mascot because it was offensive to Indians. The NCAA is headquartered in Indianapolis, Indiana. Slightly ironic. Did you guys watch the Olympics last summer? Of course you did. America did great in the Olympics. We had a great Olympic Games. That was great. You know, though, when you're watching the Olympic Games, you see the 8 fastest men in the world, the 8 fastest women in the world. I think we forget how fast they are. You know what I think they ought to do to keep it in perspective? Pull somebody out of the stands, give them a shot at the goal.
Section 32, row 6, seat 9, come on down, you're going for the goal.
Some fat guy with a selfie stick. That is a 35-second 100 meters right there, ladies and gentlemen. You know what else I'd like to see in the Olympics sometimes? Just some athlete snap and lose it. Just lose his cool, like a diver. He's in 6th. It's his last jump. He knows he can't medal. He walks out there and goes, you know what? I trained half my life for this. I'm not going to get anything. Because the next day, no one would know who won that competition. Everybody in the world would know that guy's name. He'd be doing endorsements for the rest of his life. Do you know from 1900 to 1920,